And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang, although now it's more Kevin and a Power Ranger, Transformer, and Sting character, or Kiss character.
Can you even hear me? Yeah, if I go like this, you can.
Yeah, I can hear you.
And
I
also,
have to
Clever
lean
Girl.
forward. Oh
Leave your glasses on, Tom.
I can't.
It makes you look a little bit more educated.
Yeah, right.
Welcome, everybody, back to the show. It is Halloween today. Oh, God, I can't do this.
Yes.
Oh,
Clever
God.
Girl.
That's a great line.
That is the
That is
best line.
That
best
is a great
line.
line. I understand
Jurassic
that.
Park is the best one. It's Clever
Yes.
Girl.
What'd he say?
Clever girl.
Clever girl. Which is?
And what are you saying?
That must be Jurassic Park.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
I think that's one of the new ones.
It's one of the new ones. This is Raptor Blue.
Blue, yeah.
Raptor Blue, my daughter's favorite movie, TV character of all time.
Really?
Yes. She loves she's 6, and she loves watching dinosaurs eat people. Like,
That's a little disturbing.
Oh, I know. I'll worry.
Oh, I know.
I mean,
I worry.
Might be another Lorena Bobbitt.
I'm
right?
No.
100% serious.
Oh, Lordy.
Hey, she
Oh,
get an
no.
award for that, Tom. Daddy will buy her something for that. Well, good morning, everybody. I figured this would be a good chance for me to wear the one that's tough for me to cover up my mouth while you guys talk college football. So Raptor Blue is gonna give you guys some games to pick here. Y'all,
Okay.
Now, last week y'all talked a little bit to start the show. Terry, Wolfpack don't come through in the ACC here for you.
I did make a good prediction.
What'd you say?
He predicted his own team to lose.
To lose by more than 17 last week.
That's
Well,
not
he knew the
fa-
quarterback situation. We've been over that one. So
That's not the faith you need to have, Terry, in your team. The new rankings, I'm going to put mine in and go over our playoffs in just a second.
Coastal
Not much changed on
Carolina.
ours. But Tar Heels 15 and 13th now.
Yeah, they fell in one poll, didn't they? It went from 14
I think
to 15.
probably the AP, but the coaches know exactly what we are, and
they
put us at
punished him
13.
too bad for that Florida State game. They very well should have won that game.
I know what you mean, but at the same time, I think it was kind of worth it. You lose to a one-win Florida State team whose only win was against Jackson State. So
Yeah.
I just never thought I'd see Florida State this bad.
And then
As soon
Florida
as
State
Jimbo
turns
went
around
left.
last week and got blown out.
God, yeah, I thought they'd make that a game, if not win.
See there?
I just
Yeah,
don't
who blew
understand.
them out?
Louisville,
Mm.
Yeah, that's right.
Bad.
That's right.
real bad.
Did you guys see last night where Tua's little brother got to win at Maryland? After
Yes, I
Maryland,
did.
Maryland
5
only scored
touchdowns.
3 points the weeks
Yeah.
before, and they beat Minnesota last night.
He
So I
had
was like,
5
wow.
touchdowns for what? He threw for like
Yeah.
460 yards.
First time that Maryland, it was 1-71 now since being down 17 points in the fourth quarter
This is not.
and
this is
come
not
back and
working.
won.
This is sliding off my glasses. I have to
I
do
mean,
that just so I can see.
That victory that Michigan had over Minnesota, I thought that was a little bigger, but maybe Minnesota's got more issues than I realized.
Yes.
I
So, I
thought
mean,
Minnesota
when
would
they
be
first
better.
come, that's what we talked about at the beginning. Exactly who opted out. Who is the lack of practice and stuff going to hurt the worst? I mean, it's going to be, if you look at Ohio State last week, first quarter they struggled big time before they
Mhm.
took over that game. So there's going to be some kinks to be worked out with a lot of these teams just start playing, and some of the teams we thought were going to not be as good might be better than we thought, and the other way around. So it's going to be interesting to see. Oh, they've got their masks off. So this thing is some reason
They do.
burning my eyeballs.
Is it?
Yeah.
Mine actually weighs a few pounds. If you can see, my nose hurts. Oh, it's not
But-
light.
Yeah, but I'm interested to see, Ohio State, Penn State. Is Penn State really that bad? I mean, people are like, Hunter, they're going to flatten them. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, and it's not that I think Penn State is bad. I just know in the tier system of the Big Ten, Ohio State is miles ahead of everybody.
They have issues stopping the run. I will say that. They had issues stopping the run. Now, McCaffrey's little brother looked good, for Nebraska. And, Martinez is pretty good. But
Yeah.
what always makes me nervous about any team is if you have trouble stopping the run, that's a problem. I mean, that's a problem. So when I saw them struggle with that a little bit, and like I said, the McCaffrey kid's going to be good. I mean, he's going to be a player.
That whole family's athletic. Good
Yeah,
Lord.
I mean, he's going to be a player. But I'm interested to see if they can.
What position
stop
did
the
he
run
play?
effectively.
Running back or
He
wide
played
receiver?
both. He played quarterback and running back. He's a quarterback, but
I was about to say, I thought one of them was a quarterback.
But you very rarely see a quarterback go into the game lined up as
I
running
thought
back.
he committed to Michigan.
I don't know. I mean, now that
I don't know,
part of
but
it,
here's the only reason I'm questioning that is because
I wouldn't. play
McCaffrey's got 2 younger brothers. So I don't
Yeah,
know if
one
both
might
of
be up
them
there.
are. I don't know. I knew one of them was a quarterback.
Mona might have been to Michigan, but I tell you what, I can think of anybody besides Harbaugh. I'd rather play for just
Terry,
about anybody else.
Did you fall asleep talking about Big Ten football?
We talking
We're
about
just
Big
glad
Ten?
that they made it to the
okay.
party.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
huh.
We're talking about Ohio State.
Let's
Kind
talk
of puts
about-
me to
Yeah.
sleep.
Yeah, let's talk about let's talk about the Wolfpack again. That's really enlightening.
Nah, I don't think he really wants to talk about them. But the biggest story right now, and I don't think the team as a whole is going to struggle. I think they still roll past Georgia Tech. But Trevor Lawrence being out with COVID now is bringing a lot of scrutiny about him, and I just don't feel like it's fair for him, for people to start coming after him saying, "Oh, well, you didn't follow protocol." Look, I mean,
Anybody can get it.
Hunter, are you saying the fans are more concerned with Clemson winning than Trevor Lawrence's health?
no, I'm not.
The audacity.
No, I'm not saying that means he.
I
Needs,
am.
I'm not saying that means he needs to go out and
Clemson's
play.
gonna win.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that means he needs to go out and win. Or, I'm sorry, go out and play.
If they
They're
let
going to win regardless.
Tom, if they let Landon Zanders play quarterback, do they win this week?
No,
Oh, okay.
they don't.
You don't think he can run the option?
I don't think
Who they playing this week?
Boston
Or
College.
Boston
and they'll
College. I thought they were playing
destroy
Georgia
them.
Tech.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Landon Zanders could win.
They'll
this week.
destroy
Of course,
them.
they struggled at Syracuse for a while last week, but the first pick six against Trevor Lawrence ever in his. Can you believe that, Terry? The first
Yes.
pick six in his career. So but
Clemson is a 25-point favorite.
they're
He's
loaded.
not even playing.
They're loaded. I mean, it's
I'm
just-
pretty
they're
sure
loaded.
Travis Etienne is like 70-something yards away from being an all-time leading rusher now in ACC history. So that's that. There you go.
If you're a Clemson fan, this is my only concern. That Nick Saban's getting old and Dabo might go back to Alabama. Because if he does, I don't know who they're going to, if they can get the players to come like Dabo can.
I don't know.
That's
It's just one of those.
Clemson's got to worry about.
It's just
That's
one of
the
those
only
things
thing they
where
have to worry about.
I feel like people just, when these players get it, they need to just back off of them, especially the college kids. They're not in their little bubbles. I know as athletes they kind of are, but at the same time they're on campus. They're really not. So, but everybody just needs to calm down about it. Anybody can get it. I mean, I could sit here and say the same thing. My mom's a nurse, obviously, and she's PPE'd out of her mind. And she still got it. So, guys, like anybody can get it. It doesn't it doesn't discriminate. So don't kill Trevor Lawrence so much. I've seen people online that are like, oh well, I mean, you're the leader of the football team. How could you let this happen? It's like, yeah, he probably didn't even know.
And how many people would come up to him anyway? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I would put somebody like him at a greater risk.
Yeah, I think it would.
anyway.
But now you have to question this: do you even play the rest of the season?
I wouldn't. If I was Trevor Lawrence, I
Trevor
wouldn't
Lawrence?
be out
Oh,
there.
yes.
I know he will, but
Oh,
Be out
yes.
there.
we would
No way.
say there's no point.
And really me, I really am grateful that Fields is playing for Ohio State, because if I was Fields, I might not be playing.
Well,
I mean,
listen,
it's just-
I understand
it's just one of
completely.
those
I
things
feel
where,
that. I feel that way for some teams. I'm like, why are you playing? You got a great. That's why I didn't question why Sage opted out. Why Caleb Farley opted out.
Yeah,
a
a lot of them.
Anybody that you have an opportunity to play at the next level, yeah, you don't really want to risk it
When
this year.
when the coach is making $11 million and I'm getting room and board,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough.
I don't know if I'm risking it all. You know what I mean? I'm not saying,
Well, there's a difference between stepping out there and thinking I might get injured than stepping out there playing the game.
Right.
yeah.
And Trevor Lawrence is playing the game. I mean, this has happened on something different, but, I think that Sage and I think that Farley both thought, what if I do mess up my legs? What if I do a ACL?
And think about it, they're not as
I mean,
protected.
you know what I'm saying?
They're not as protected as Lawrence is as a quarterback at the quarterback position. You sneeze on him wrong and you're getting a flag thrown. So
Yeah, just
he's highly protected. And I think, and I said this to my father, we were talking about the other day. I said, he was like, because he asked me how the Surratt boys were doing. I said, Chaz is doing great. He's one of the highest rated linebackers in the nation. for the draft. I said, but Sage opted out. And he said, well, why did he do that? Wouldn't he like to boost his draft stock? And I'm thinking, you know what? Yeah, some of them probably did. That's why they couldn't afford to opt out.
Yeah.
But look at Wake Forest and look at Virginia Tech. Are they playing for anything this year? And I'm not just like to win a game. I mean, like, are they going to play for an ACC championship? Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not. So at the same time, you look at it that way, it's like I can get my body, and I know you don't like to hear that because you're the same guy. It's like, don't opt out of a bowl game if you play for the full year. I know that's you, Terry, but at the same time, I get it. If this is one of those funky years, you're going to have to go through all these protocols, all these other things, and you're not even going to be competing for a national championship. It's like, do you really want to put up with it? Or do you just want, or you do have the opportunity to get ready to get drafted at the next level?
And the bowl series has dropped. Not as many bowls this year as it has been. What's it on 35 now?
I don't know. I think it could drop even more.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't need to see some things.
Army, I think, has accepted a bowl bid. I think that they're the first team that accepted one.
Yeah.
Like
and I did see. I know we spoke on it. It was just like a little banter, but. This is for the ACC. So the ACC is taking, of course, top 2 teams because there's no divisions. Top 2. I think they said December 19th championship game. So that's been set. Yeah. So that's still in play. And we'll just go from there, you know. But, Tom, I did want to say this one more time. I say it a lot now. Glad you guys could show up to the party, you know.
Yeah. I want to ask you a
only
question.
technically 7 weeks late, but hey.
When we're speaking of college football, Hunter, and I'm going to ask you because you're the Georgia man.
Right.
Is it okay? I mean, hey, they opting that Georgia is not going to be part of that now. Is that what they're saying now? Now it could change today.
You're talking about the Final Four?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm fine. I'm fine with it. And I know that people are going to say, no, there's no way you can be fine with it. I am. I get it because you should have beat Alabama. You were leading on them. You had every opportunity. But it happens every year. We'll get up, and then something happens.
Well, that's what I like about the pro game. You could say, well, this team's better than that one, but this one won the playoff. This one won this particular game. They got them to a certain point. It's not a beauty contest where you have you're one bad game, but you're still the better team. No,
says the Ohio State fan.
No, but I'm serious. No, because when Ohio State got left out because the year that Purdue beat them, you know what? That was your playoff game.
Yeah.
You got beat, and they didn't put him in. I'm like, look, on national television, you went to Purdue and got beat.
The problem I have with the playoffs this year is exactly how the Big Ten went about it and how the Pac-12 is about to go about it. You're only playing 8 and 7 games, and you showed up 5 weeks late. And the only reason I'm saying that is because on Georgia's schedule, 4 out of 5 weeks they play a ranked opponent. And I know that's all.
Some of them are falling by the wayside.
Okay, but at the time. Now, and this is how I look at it. So if we beat the ranked opponents, that looks good on us, right? And then we play Alabama. At the time we played Alabama, Alabama was 2, we were 3, and they were a 5-point favorite. So you look at that and you say, well, you were supposed to lose that game. If you won, great, but you're supposed to lose that game. And in college football and in college basketball at the same time, the college athletics, there are good losses, and then there are bad losses. If you're Georgia, you don't want to lose to South Carolina, who got 2 or 3 wins on the season. But if you lose to Alabama, who's probably going to be there at the end, that's a good loss. And the only reason I look at that and say that is the SEC's playing 10 games. So say they go 9-1 and they beat the other 3 ranked opponents they're supposed to, and one of them is going to be the Florida-Georgia game. That's a big rivalry game. And they're sitting there at 9-1. And Ohio State or Oregon, I don't care which one it is, but you're sitting there at 7-0 and you haven't played nearly the strength of competition that we played, and our only loss is Alabama. That's where I can understand where the Georgia fan base pushes back. It's like, well, what did you want? You expected us to lose. You put us at a 5-point underdog.
They're not as good. When you watch the SEC games, it looks like a Mountain West game. Okay, when I watch a 62-45 Mississippi Alabama game, it's not as good.
Do you know why though? Do you know why it's like that?
They're not as good as that.
No. Do you know why it's like that though? It's all college football now. Nick Saban has come out and said in an interview, you win games now with offense, not defense. He said that, a guy that's been preaching defense all his life.
Yeah, but Ohio State
now it's offense.
Ohio State gives up 17. Alabama gives up 42 to a similar team. See what I'm saying? So I mean, what I'm saying is
now,
that
look, if you have a good defense,
is
fine.
good, but it's not what it once was.
Well, Tom, I could argue this at the same time though. Because you said, well, you're not supposed to give up 40. Well, maybe that SEC team is just better than the Big Ten team you guys played. That's Lane Kiffin's
Mississippi,
team now.
come
He's
on now.
offensive minded.
Mississippi has gotten beat 2 weeks in a row after that Alabama game.
Tom,
Come on
I'm
now.
just saying, you guys beat Nebraska. Nebraska
I'm not
hasn't been
saying, but
anything for the last 10 years.
You held them to 17 and 3 points in the second half.
Okay.
Nebraska's done nothing since Osborne left.
Yeah, but still,
That's just how you can look at it.
who wins
But you
Nebraska,
can-
Mississippi? I think that's a pretty good game.
I think
Right?
Mississippi
that's a
wins
pretty
that
good game.
Let's pick some games.
I think Mississippi wins that game.
I think it's a pretty good game.
So,
I don't think Georgia has a cakewalk today, though, and I'm looking right at it.
Tom, Clemson favored by 25 against Boston College.
Boston College does not shock the world. They get beat.
Shock the
They
nation.
covered the spread.
Do they cover
They'll
25?
cover. Oh, yeah. Oh, Dabo's going to make sure he covers just to shut everybody up. He's going to run up the score.
Number 5, Georgia at Kentucky. Dogs by 17, Terry.
The Georgia wins.
But
the Georgia?
The Georgia.
Is there a different one?
Yeah.
The Georgia
Yeah.
University.
The Georgia,
They
not that
win
false
by
Georgia.
more than 17.
The NC State University. That's how you ought to say it, Terry.
Yes.
The NC State.
Well, that's how Ohio State
That's
addresses
how I say it.
themselves.
The NC State
That's what
University.
we are, buddy.
Whoa.
Memphis at Cincinnati. Hunter.
Give me Cincinnati. I've been hot on this young quarterback.
They're
of theirs. He
only
looks
favored
good.
by 6.5.
Well, is it at home?
yes.
Well, that's fine. Memphis, I picked them last week, and they looked pretty good, too. But I think Cincinnati's got too much for them, and it's at home. Do they still play on that black field, the black turf?
I couldn't answer that for you.
It
You
looks
get a
pretty
ticket
sick.
for $132 and find out for yourself.
Tom, are they letting people at stadiums in Ohio?
A few.
Okay.
Michigan State at Michigan. Wolverines favored by 21,
Oh, my
Tommy.
God. You're going to have Ohio State fan pick this game?
21 and a half, actually, if you're worried about
I think
the
they
half.
win, but they will not cover.
21 and a half? That run game looked really good last week.
Against Minnesota. Minnesota gave up 45. to
Whoa,
Maryland.
now. I'm just saying that they tied a record for them. 5 rushing touchdowns in a football game.
I don't care. It was against Minnesota.
Terry, Kansas State 16 at West Virginia, unranked West Virginia. The Mountaineers are favored by 5.5, 30 degrees in Morgantown right
Yes,
now.
and West Virginia wins.
Ooh, upset Central.
Not so fast.
All right, Hunter.
Does it continue?
The fancy fighting chickens
El Diablo.
go to the Georgia State University.
Ooh.
The fighting, the
Does
fancy.
that say 2 and 2?
Is the
for
Chanticleer?
Georgia?
Is that a French chicken, Tom? What is
I
the
don't-
Chanticleer exactly?
I don't know.
Is it like the game? You got the game. What's going on in South Carolina? We got the Gamecocks, then we got the Chanticleers,
I don't.
and the Chanticleers are ranked 20th, and the Gamecocks are not.
Does that say 2 and 2 for Georgia
I'm
State?
going to have to Google
What
search
does that
what a
say?
Chanticleer
I can't
is.
read that from
2
here.
and 2 at Google State.
Okay.
For Google State.
Google
for the
Store.
Georgia State University.
Well, on the road, they're 3.5-point favorite, Coastal Carolina. I'm going to take Coastal. I think they can. They ride this out. What was it? We read an article earlier this week. They have like a 17 or 18% chance of just winning out,
Coastal,
going
yeah.
undefeated. That's
There's
pretty
Myrtle-
decent.
Myrtle
There's a
Beach
chance.
University.
Go for them. Hey, there you go.
Myrtle Beach, the fighting boogie boards.
I'm not
That's what
gonna.
they
I'm
ought
not
to
gonna
be.
tell you what we really
The fighting
call 'em,
boogie
but
boards of Myrtle Beach.
No,
the fancy
God, no.
chickens.
El Diablo.
Iowa State at Kansas. Kansas 0-5. Iowa State favored by
Bad.
27.5, Tommy.
Is this me?
Yeah.
Iowa State took a kind of a gut punch last week against Oklahoma State. A close ball game, they lost. They rebound. Kansas is just awful. I didn't realize Kansas State has beat them 13 years in a row. I mean, has it
Les
gotten
Miles
that
has got
bad?
his hands full. That's an awful.
Yeah,
that's a
so
awful
I have to
program.
say,
I think he just wanted to get
I'll
back
lay
to
the
coaching.
points and take Iowa State.
Terry, Wake Forest favored by 14 at Syracuse. Remember, Syracuse tough team that got Carolina ranked in the top 10 when they beat
Yeah,
them.
Wake Forest did beat Virginia Tech last week, so they should cakewalk in this one.
Without Sage Surratt.
Yeah.
Tommy,
without-
Big Ten. Purdue favored by 7.5 at the Fighting Illini.
I think both these teams seem like I know that Illinois has been flattened a couple times.
I think Purdue had a pretty big win in their
Yeah,
opening.
but,
Those
Purdue had a win, and
Mhm.
that's what I'm thinking of. And Illinois, I thought would be better this year, and they've been flattened. I
Didn't
think,
Purdue beat
twice.
Michigan State? Week
I'm
one.
trying to think
Who
who
was
beat
it?
Rutgers beat Michigan
That's right.
State.
That was the
Rutgers beat
upset.
them. So maybe Rutgers is on the upswing, but I'm going to have to go with Purdue in this game.
Hunter, Central Florida at Houston. Central Florida favored by 3.
Houston really hasn't been the same since Herman left to take over the Texas program, so I'm going to go with Central Florida.
Terry, Notre
They
Dame.
haven't been the same since Scott Frost left.
Back to Tom. Tom, Notre Dame favored by 20.5 at Georgia Tech.
Notre Dame.
They just keep
They're
rolling,
at Georgia
rolling,
Tech,
rolling.
but didn't Georgia Tech give up like 80 points to Clemson?
75
No, 73
or whatever.
I was like,
Close.
Notre Dame, the only game they struggled with was Louisville, but Louisville maybe is a little better. Louisville's hard to figure out, whether they're good or bad or ugly. But I think I'm going with Notre Dame to cover. Clemson coming up. They're going to get taken behind the whip. Well, of course, when is that Clemson Notre? Is that next week?
Next week.
Mm-hmm.
They better hope Lawrence is
I bet
back.
say they better hope he's back.
I better hope Lawrence is back.
Terry, Indiana at Rutgers.
Rutgers. Take them.
Ooh.
Rutgers wins one game, and Terry's jumping on
Ooh,
the
he's
bandwagon.
jumping on
I know
the
it.
he's jumping on old Greg Schiano's
There's
team.
no point spread right now. All right, Hunter, it's a Tiger fight
Tiger fight.
in Alabama this weekend.
Ooh.
LSU at Auburn.
Let me tell you something. For some reason, LSU is a 2-point favorite. Usually, home team gets 3.
Because
so
Auburn's not that good. Just because they're an SEC team, we can't assume that they are good.
Tom.
I do get annoyed with that.
Tom,
That's how the
I
system
can't-
works, Tom.
I
how it
can't
works.
help that everybody below Ohio State in the Big Ten is just garbage.
No. they're not
Anyways,
garbage.
You
They're
didn't
about
let
the
me
same.
finish.
They're
You
about
didn't
the
let me
same.
finish.
Go ahead.
Auburn upsets LSU in Death Valley.
How could you? I think I could start for LSU's defense, Terry. What do you think?
Go ahead and try.
I I think I could
You couldn't
start.
start
for
at Chris.
That is my.
Northwestern at Iowa, Tommy. Iowa favored by 2.5.
Northwestern had a big win, and Iowa went down to Purdue. So, it's like I said, it's kind of hard to tell. But I really like the coach at Northwestern. I think he's got his boys fired up to play. I like Northwestern in this game.
Terry, Texas at Oklahoma State. Cowboys favored by 3.5.
Yeah, Oklahoma State.
They're
pretty
fighting
good.
to get in.
Yeah,
they're
they're not
they're
bad.
fighting to get in. That's going to be so difficult if they go undefeated for them not to put them in.
All right,
two ACC
we got
teams.
a phone call. JP says, "Happy Halloween to the Pruitt family." Just in time on the phone call. It's time.